This right here is the new Noble Legacy update, and it is a really big one. There's been so many things that people have wanted to be added into the game, which now are. Today I'm just going to have a quick look at some of the main ones in this video. I will put a link to this in the description if you guys want to come and check this out for yourself and read through each part of it, but let's have a look at what we can expect. So this is called the Wildlands update, and the central part around this is all the new wildlife that's going to be in the environment for us to interact with in a number of different ways. So you can see here we've got bears, boars, wolves, and also rabbits. And we also have a brand new Hunter's Lodge as part of this. So we're now going to be able to actually actively hunt animals both as ourselves or get someone in our village to do it for us and get us the resources that we get from that. And the really cool thing is you don't necessarily have to do this by yourself, because they also have this, the co-op multiplayer alpha. So as part of that, they've also added in a ton of defensive structures like walls and towers and stuff like that, as it says right here, and even a new scenario. But this is nice that it's looking to go down the route of multiplayer. I think a lot of people were wanting that. Obviously, games are always fun, but they're a lot more fun with your friends. So there's now this new tool system as well, and I think this is a really nice touch. We actually have dedicated slots now for the tools, both for us and also for our villagers. So tools are now going to have a bit more use and a bit more purpose in the game, and obviously weapons is going to be the same. We're going to come on to combat in just a second, but you can see here there's also extra things around the tools. So we have the tool racks, for example, where we can store these different tools, and our blacksmiths will now actually craft and also repair these tools for different professions. So that's pretty cool. I like that that has been added into the game. It makes it a bit more of a challenge and probably a bit more realistic as well. Now, as I said, we're going to talk about some combat. There is some new combat in the game. So there's a few things. Basically, the stamina system is now visible with the HUD. So that's a new sort of thing you have to manage when you're fighting things, because you have to look after your stamina. Now, with that, we have the parries and the heavy attack charge and perfect shot systems that it says right here. Now, these have just been added into the game, so this could change potentially, but the fact that it's in the game at all is really good. They've combined it with dodging and blocking as well. So basically a full combat system. Anything that you want to do with combat is now available to be done, and obviously you're going to need that for some of the more difficult mobs like the bears and wolves in particular when you're fighting them in the game, and also for the bandits that you may encounter. Now, we talked about the new Hunter's Lodge. I won't go on about that too much, but I did like this point right here, the fact that we now have cobblestone roads in the game for improved settlement design, it says, and that's really nice. I think it's nice to have options with anything in the game, but roads actually, when you build a town up to being quite big, they form quite a large part of the town. So having cobblestone roads, or at least the option to do that, I think is really nice. Now, let me know your thoughts on all this stuff down in the comments, guys. Be really interested to see what people like or dislike about this update. For those of you that like to do scenarios, though, there's a brand new scenario for you to play through, the Heart of Gold scenario. So I won't go through all of this because some people may want to just experience that for themselves, or you can read it by clicking the link in the description. But just to say, there is a new scenario there you can play if you like. Now, defensive structures, I already talked about a little bit, but you can see here the full list of stuff. So the walls, towers, and gates that are going to be coming to the game. So I think that's really cool. You can basically make your own castle or fence in, or I suppose wall in your town, and make it into a bit of a castle town or more medieval feeling town. So I really like that. I think it's nice to have these extra things to build, and I'm sure people will come up with all sorts of cool designs for that. Now, the Kingdom Mode expansion here, I think this is actually a big one, and it almost got a little bit overlooked. It's just kind of thrown in with this update. But to me, the big one is this right here, static NPC villages. Now, at the moment, that's just, you can go and visit this, and there's the village there. You can kind of experience it and whatever. But what I like is the fact that in the future, there's a lot you could do with this, all kinds of, trade or questing or whatever, and it just brings the world to life. You just feel like you're in a busier environment with these static villages, the NPCs that are walking around. I really like that. I'd be really interested to see where they take this one. There's also, for those who like landscape, there's more of that stuff going on as well, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I thought this was a really big one. Again, let me know what you think, but I'm pretty happy for that. I'm pretty excited to see where they take this in the future. And the final thing I'd like to mention is this, the survival mode. So I think this is actually quite important. It adds the challenge to the game, not just of managing your village, but having to manage yourself. We briefly talked about stamina just before, but there's all kind of other things as well. So they said here they have prepared systems for hunger, fatigue, and also progression mechanics. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this last one means, but any kind of challenge they add into the game I think is good, especially when they have the ability to toggle it, the level of the challenge that you experience. So if you're more of a casual player, you can make it a bit easier, but if you want to really delve into how difficult the game can be, you can set it to hard and really explore that. So having these different things I think is good, and reminds me a bit more of some other similar games in the genre, where I have always enjoyed that as an aspect of the game. As I say though guys, do let me know what you think about this. There is a lot more to this, as you can see right here. I didn't want to go through every minute detail, just wanted to cover the main points of this update. If you would like to see my playthrough of Noble Legacy, click the video on screen now, and as always, thank you so much for watching.